Hi, it's Sue. Welcome back to my channel today for Dephemerember. And are you playing along? I've seen lots of great videos and pages on Instagram. Wow, some very creative people around. Okay, so we're up to, or for me, we're up to day 7, or prompt number 7, clocks and wings. I'll just pop that there out of the way and open up the page, see where we're up to. Oops. Okay. And we're up to this page here. And I think this one will just be a one page. So I'll put the journal there out of the way. Now you have to excuse me today. I am not feeling the best. I had to have, you know, when you reach a certain age here in Australia, you get to have an anti-shingles jab. And I had to go for some other results, more of the same sort of thing, to my doctor, and she said, "Oh, let's give you the shingles jab." So I said, "Oh, okay, go on. I don't like needles at the best of times." So she did, and let me tell you, I feel shocking today. I ache all over, and my arm is sore, my left arm, thankfully, and yeah, things you do. And the worst part of it is that in 8 weeks' time, I have to have the second booster. So, oh goodness, fun and games. All right, so now for this page, let's get back to it. I've marked where the holes are going to be because this page is going to be attached to the previous page. I'm not doing it as a second page. Okay, and you can see I've already folded up a pocket, so that's a bit of a giveaway. I've got this piece of jelly print that I wanted to use, and I'm thinking of using it on this side to fit on there. I have my butterfly for the wings, and I've already marked it to cut that in half. I also have a clock, or clock face, and I've got a couple of hands. So I had, from card making days, I had this punch. So I've punched out a couple of hands, and those, as along with the butterfly, I'm going to emboss. I'm going to try and clear emboss those. I haven't used the embossing powder for a while, so fingers crossed it works. But this pocket will have a smaller pocket over the front, and I've used this scrap, which is the same card, and this will sit here. And then I will do a bit of decorating on there. This piece, I've got this scrappy bit of tissue that I have sprayed. It's got holes in and so forth, which I quite like. I quite like to be able to see a few words underneath. I'm just trying to work out which is the best way to do this. If I do it that way, I can possibly turn the top over, like so, or I do it this way. I like that big hole there. I think I'll do it this way. So what I want to do is get that on first, I think. So let's open this up, and I'm going to attach it with my glue stick. Okay, hopefully that's enough to hold that on. It's glued it to my glue page, so that's a good sign. Okay. wanted it a bit more scrappy than I managed there. So. Okay, that's kind of it. Let's trim off this excess. Alright, so this piece will sit over. Yep. Now what I want to do is punch a notch in the top. So let's see if I can centre it. 5 1/4. So there we go. So they're my 2 pockets. Now then, next, I'm going to add that, but I think what I'll do is sort out the embossing. Right. Okay, so let's take stock. The embossing is done, and I should say that when I cut this butterfly, it's a die cut, I cut it out of jelly print paper, and then I attached it to some craft card just to give it a bit more body. So I've done that. I've done the hands of the clock. They're here. Pop that aside. So the next thing is, I think we'll attach the clock hands. And I'm not going to be too fiddly about this. I'll sort of eye the centre. And I'm just going to attach this with a brad because I want to be able to, I want the handles to be able to move. So here they are. That's one. That's the other one. Okay, and I've got a got the choice. I've got, that's a brass coloured brad, or I think, yeah, here's a black one. I think we might go the black. So let's see, one, pop that down. Let's use the scissors. Spread those open. And I won't make them too tight because, as I say, I want them to be able to move. And they can. There we go. So that's the clock face sorted. Now, move that away. Next thing I need to do is, let's put this somewhere safe. Next thing I want to do is add this piece, the gel print, onto the background. Now, bearing in mind that my book page is 7 inches. So 7 inches is here. So this piece needs to be no higher than there. Okay. Which way round do we want it? Or should it be, this has got a bit more colour, so maybe it should be this way. Yeah, I'm going with this way. Okay, so now let's get some glue on here. And because I've done this double-sided, I'm going to use the art glitter glue. And because this one is painted, it uses acrylic paint. So I want to make sure it glues down well. Okay, I think that should be enough. Okay, I'm going to start from the top because we know we want it at 7 inches, which is about there. Okay. I'm going to have to do a bit of trimming down here. That's fine. This started life as a piece of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and I was going to use it without anything else over it, but in the interest of trying to be a bit different for me, I thought, well, I'll play with the gel prints. Okay, so this piece will come off eventually. Right, so next I want to add my butterfly wings, and they will go about here. I think I want them just, that needs to go to there. That's about it. See, what I will do is I will trim around this shape here because it's going to sit on a tea-dyed piece of paper. Will I? Or will I just leave it like that? I was thinking that it could be, I mean, I've got the 2 pockets here. It could also be a top-loading pocket once I trim that off. Let me just think how I want to do this. Bring that down. So I'm going to attach it as if this stays square across the top, I think. Originally I'd thought that this would sit up higher with the wings down a little bit lower, and that way I would see more of the background page. Okay, I'm going to trim these off because these are putting me off a bit. And the other thing is I want to I'm notorious for not getting things very straight. So I'd kind of like to get this straight. So if that's 6.5 and the wings sit there, then this could go up a bit higher. Or does that look funny? I think it looks funny, doesn't it? Oh dear. Okay, let's go to the quarter and pop those there, I think. Yeah. Right, I'm going to do that next before I change my mind. So I'll use the art glitter glue again, and plenty of it. It's funny, isn't it? You have this idea in your mind, and then as you go along, you add bits, or I do. I'm a kind of a clean and simple person, you know. I quite like things simple, you know, not too much fuss. I used to make cards, and I was a bit the same with cards. I mean, I always felt the girls who added lots of layers, beautiful flowers and laces and things were wonderful. I could never do it, or rarely do it, I should say. I used to occasionally, but it was rare. Okay. So you're hearing me pontificate over this. All right, so that just leaves the clock, and that sits here. And I think I might add a little piece of card down the centre because it's sitting up over this piece here. Let's have a look. Doesn't need to be that big. So the 3 and the 9 are more or less centered to the butterfly. There we go. Take the top off. Yeah, I've covered up the holes now, but never mind, I can redo those. Sits on the page like that. So we've got another pocket to go on down here, and I'm debating whether or not to stitch this. I probably will. So this will go on at the bottom. And then to decorate, I've got, of course, Ephy. We've got to have Ephy and a bit of music paper. And maybe we can add the prompt down there. Maybe that's the way. There's Ephy. So this is my finished page, and I've stitched all round. I decided not to trim it down there. I've kept it as a full-size page. My clock with its hands that move, and I've got 2 pockets, and I've added Ephy on the front because Ephy has to be everywhere. I added a butterfly there, but it looks like I might have to add a bit more glue to that. I have called this one Clocks and Wings just to keep up to, I wanted something on that side of the page and just to keep up to where I am. So yeah, 2 pockets that I will probably fill as one of these prompts down the track. But that's it, it's attached to this page, and I did take this out while I glued it on. There we go. So you can see my book is going to be quite chunky, the pages are quite chunky, but that's fine. You know, as I say, I'll probably be making some tags and things to fit in pockets as we go through. All right, I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to call past. It's great if you leave me a little message, at least then I know that you have been by. All right, until, well, we've actually got a couple of days off, and I think I might take them because I've got a few jobs that are falling by the wayside here. So I will see you ready for the next prompt, which is Halloween meets Christmas. Oh my goodness. Don't quite know how I'll go with that. We'll see. Okay, until then, take care. Bye for now.